10 years ago, on today, my son was born, and the following day he passed away. So it's 10 years since we don't have our son. We got 4 more kids in the meantime, but that doesn't take the pain away. So I just thought I will share how is it 10 years on with this journey of grief, of losing a son. And I was thinking about it today, and I didn't have time to properly just take my time and reflect on it. And I know I need that. I always need some time to just focus on the loss and on just gathering my thoughts and seeing where I'm at this time. So I just thought I will do it here. I will be posting, following this video, the story of how everything was and how the pregnancy and the birth and why did he die and the grief and everything else. Sorry, there's some fireworks in my area, I don't know why. And but until I start to post that, I will post this, and I'm hoping it's gonna be a very unedited video because I do not have the time to edit much. I have a newborn baby. So let's just introduce myself. My name is Monica. If you haven't followed me and you just find myself now, is what I want to tell you is I'm Monica. I'm 37 years old. I live in the UK. I am not a British citizen. I was born in Romania, and I lived 12 years here and other 12 years in Italy. So yeah, a third of my life here, a third of my life in Italy, and a third of my life in Romania. So I had my first son 17 years ago, and 10 years ago I had David. David was our second born son. We longed to have other children after we had Andy, but we didn't get pregnant. I had some issues with infertility, with polycystic ovarian syndrome, so I didn't get to have any more children. And anyways, we had him. We didn't know he's gonna die. That's just a long story short, but I'm gonna go into more details into other videos. And he passed away. It was very hard. All the journey of grief, it was so new to us, and especially losing a child, and it's just something else. I haven't been through grief so much myself. I didn't lose many people around me, especially people that I had the relation with. So, but I'm always guessing that losing a son and a child is just all another level anyway. And I struggled, but I've tried as much as possible to grieve, to not hold in onto feelings, because I knew that was the time to do it, and it just had to go. It just had to go out. So I grieved in different ways, but every year we do something for his birthday. So every year we go to the cemetery, we clean the grave, we put some decoration there, we try to make it nice, because obviously it's not nice to go to the cemetery, but we go because that's the place that we remember. It's a reminder of him, and it's a way for us to just gather together and do something for him, because we can't really do anything else for him. So we put a balloon there with the number of his age. Then we do a cake, we sing happy birthday, and yeah, we just stay with the kids. We usually do a photo shoot, but this year we didn't manage because of the heat wave here in the UK. We had to cancel it, so we did some photos ourselves today at the cemetery, to be honest, and I think they are amazing. They turned out super cute, and I will be posting on social media some of them. Yeah, and this year it's different again, because every year it's obviously different, but every year it's either I've been pregnant or I've been having a baby, and it's not been as easy to grieve, because I'm so caught into life. So when I'm caught into life, I just feel I don't have time, and I have to drop something from my life. Like, things don't have as much space in my life, and priority goes to the people who are alive. And yeah, unfortunately, this is how it is. And to be honest, since I gave birth, well, actually since last year, on our son's birthday, I haven't been able to go to the cemetery. It's the first time we haven't been there for a year, and I am sorry. I haven't. I felt super guilty about it, but there was no way for us to be able to do that. And we didn't manage to do that at all. So this year we wanted to do something different there, and I thought I want to do garden, and I just procrastinated, and I just thought, what can I put on there so it's nice, so it feels like a nice place for us together, and a nice thing to do for him. And I was thinking to make a fairy garden, but not quite fairy garden, because I don't think fairies go much with boys, so I just didn't think it was, but that idea of a miniature garden. And thankfully at some point I found something on Amazon, and everything was pulled together very nicely, especially from the fact that I found a statue that it's a boy who holds a lantern, and also a swan in the other hand, and they both illuminate. It's a solar lantern. So I bought that, and then around it we built with everything. We even had some sand and some real shells, but also some plastic ones. So that's what we wanted to do there, something more like him. But it felt very different this year, from the fact that I didn't have as much time to go, but it's always nice to take care of that place, but it just feels even more this year. It feels like he's not there, and I know he's not there. I am a Christian, and my belief is that he's, either in heaven already, or it's awaiting for heaven. So he's not there. That's the point. Yeah, that's the whole point. Is my baby's not there, and is not in the grave. So he's not there, and that's exactly how I felt this year. I just had this whole feeling that place is something we gather. It's something where we go because we remember him, but he's not there. He doesn't belong there. And especially the kids were asking in the car, because we had 4 more kids after he passed away, and the last one is, well, between 8 and and 7 months old. And the kids were asking about, like, where is he? Does he still fit into that box? And I started to explain to them that, your brother doesn't grow anymore. He never grew. It's like, and she asked why. And it's like, when you cut a flower or a plant from the ground, what does it happen with that plant? Does it still grow? No, it dies. Exactly like your brother died. Like it's, drying out and, becoming soil at some point. So I told them that's what happens with people too. I always feel like we have to explain those things to the kids as far as they can understand. But it's, it was time. It was the time to explain them because they were asking. So even more, I don't do those talks all the time, but at this time of year, we always have questions coming from there. They always ask questions. There's always memories of their brother in the house, although they haven't met him at all, but they can see he's someone that we cherish much. But I didn't feel as much. I was like thinking at home, and I was thinking, what would I tell him? And I was really thinking at home that, I wish I had more memories with him. I wish I knew that we would have so little time with him, because if I knew, I would have cherished it even more. I would have tried to do more. No, I don't know. I was just looking at the fact that we don't have as many photos, for example. So if I would knew that he would have died the next day that he was born, I would have told my husband to do thousands of videos and photos, to film all the nights there in the NICU. And I would have tried to go myself. But I didn't know. And I can't live with regrets, but I was just thinking, what would I want it different? What would I want if I could go? I would like more time. I wouldn't have changed anything, in the sense that I wouldn't have stopped his life in the womb, because we were told that he had a chance to be having something, chromosomal abnormalities. Like they were thinking about 2% of Down syndrome, maybe. We didn't know for sure, obviously, because we didn't do any invasive testing, but we had an idea that he might have something. Although when he was born, he looked perfect and fine, and nothing was wrong with him until next day. But if I would have known that we would have had him for so little, I think about 21 hours we had him, and most of those hours he was they resuscitated him, so he wasn't even alive, as to say. Like, he wasn't breathing. The machines were breathing for him, and we could see that on the machines that he didn't have breathing detected. So yeah, but if I would have known, I would have cherished so much, because that's the thing that I long most for. I long for those memories. I can't change what happened. If that was to be, that he had to finish his journey here on earth, and his journey will be that short, I couldn't have changed that. But if I could change something, I would wish I would do more. I would just try to remember more his smell, his footprints, like how big was his foot, because I don't remember those things, and I don't have any memories. They offered us to take the footprints, but to be honest, I was such in shock afterwards, and I didn't know what to do, and I just didn't do it. And to be honest, now I'm sorry that I haven't done that, because my heart ached for so long afterwards to know how his handprint was. Uh, my 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 heart longed to see his handprint, and I was just comparing that with the pain that people can feel when they lose a limb or something, when it's the phantom pain, you know. And I think you can compare that when when a parent loses their child, when mom loses their baby, you know. It's that pain that you feel. You know, you should hold a baby, you know, you should nurse a baby, you should wake up, you should be tired because of the night wakes, but you're not because of that. You're tired because of the grief, because grief wears you down. And it's a pain, but you can't put a finger on and say what is it. And those memories actually remind you that, you know, that's why you lost something. You can't see it, it's not visible to anyone, to everyone, but you have a pain in your body because you've lost something, part of you. And you know, especially because of me being a mom, my husband too, he suffered too. He had his own grief, and he still has his own grief. But I believe that because, you know, moms especially, it says, studies say one thing, that when moms carry babies, like part of their cells mix with the mom cells, like some DNA from the children that you carry, they stay into your body. And it's normal that you ache, because when you have them, that's probably why you feel so connected. That's why you hear your child when he needs you, in the night, even you can't sleep, that, you know, that deep sleep when you're a mom. You feel your baby, you have those feelings as a mom, because there's something that connects you that people can't see, but there's part of your baby that stays in you, and there's part of you in that baby. So there's a connection that no one sees. It's something more than just physical. And once you don't have your child with you anymore, your baby with you, there's a pain there, but people can't see. You can't see physically why is that pain there, because it's like a missing limb that people don't know you had, maybe, or you don't remember either, because time passes and you have days and stuff, and you don't think about it all the time. But there's that pain still there, because that connection was broken, and you're missing something is extremely important, and you feel the pain. And those memories help you to put a finger on and say, that's why you're hurting. And those can give you also reality check, but also can give you some healing and help you just, don't know, just put more balm on the wound. And that's what I was thinking today. I wish I had more time. I wish I had more memories. I just wish I've told him more how much I loved him, and how much I was proud of him for how much he fought, and that is gonna be okay. I wish I would have told him those things more. I think I've told him a few times, like, mommy loves you, you can do it. I think I told him some of those things. I remember very vaguely, but I wish if I could go back, that's the day where I wish I would go. I wouldn't change big things, but I would tell to him more. I will cherish him more. I will try to remember more about him, and smell more his skin and his hands, and just rub his cheeks, and just just make him feel that mommy is there with him. So at 10 years since he passed, that's where I'm at. I miss that I would tell him more. I miss that. I miss that I could, I don't know, be cherishing a lot more those moments, because I can't get them anymore. You know, I can get a lot more time with my kids, God willing. But God willing, I have them tomorrow morning. They're in the bed now. I can go and kiss them and, you know, just hug my baby when I go to bed and tell them I love them and all that things. I can spend the day tomorrow with them. But with David, I can't, and I didn't have. I just had that time, and I didn't know I had that little, and I wasn't prepared. I didn't know. We didn't know he would die, so probably that's why we were shocked. So we just couldn't process and think, okay, let's do some more memories. No. But yes, if you are a person that is going through grief now, or you will ever go through a loss, I recommend you cherish every moment you have with the person that you love, and make as many memories as you can, because you don't get a second chance. You don't get a second due. You have that, and that's it. Then it's gone. And you would wish for